Hello, everyone.
We're Princeton Connect. So today we have Pilar with us, who is from Brazil, and she'll talk about her experience.
So, Pilar, can you introduce yourself in Spanish and then in English? So, say your name, what school you're in, and what grade you're in.
Hola, soy Pilar y soy un junior in Princeton High School. Hi, I'm Pilar and I'm a rising junior in Princeton High School.
Perfect.
Yes, perfect. So Pilar, can you explain the process of your immigration a little bit? Like, how long have you lived in Brazil? Where have you moved from and to, and for how long?
So I was born in Argentina, but when I was 2 years old, I moved to Brazil with my family. And we lived there for 12 years. So basically, I was raised there. And in August of 2018, I moved to the US.
Wow. So, why did you choose to move to the US?
Both my parents got job promotions around the same time, and it was a really good opportunity for them. So we just moved here, which was a great thing because it just opened up our eyes more.
Yes. So when you moved here last year, did you notice anything about the people, the place, or the environment that didn't match your expectations, or maybe something that you didn't touch on when you went to American school in Brazil? Something particular that stood out to you?
I mean, my expectations really came from the movies because I never came to America before.
Yeah.
Like before 2017 when I first visited. So my expectations like kind of were unrealistic. But when I came here, it was actually I was surprised in a good way. People were very nice and very welcoming. They always wanted to hear my stories, and it was really nice. And I mean, in my school in Brazil, we didn't touch on like high school because I only went to middle school there, so it wasn't something that much.
So, like, before you moved here, did you have any English experience? Or, like, was English a completely new language for you?
Since I went to like a bilingual school when I was young, I learned English since kindergarten.
Oh.
I still have like a little bit of an accent. That's it was very
No.
no, it was very strong before, but when I moved here, I guess it just kind of slowly went away. But I had experience with the English language, yes.
Okay.
So, how was like the academic? Was that difficult? Or was that like about the same level, or did you have any like overlapping classes? I mean, like you've already learned that, maybe like you've already learned that in Brazil, and then you retook that class again in the US, or was there like any gap between the classes? Like, how was the school system like?
The school system was very different. I already learned many of the things I learned in my freshman year here in high school. Especially because the school system is kind of like advanced. I don't want to say advanced, but it's just because we take like a lot of classes at the same time. So like math, we learned geometry, algebra, and pre-calculus all in like 1 year.
Oh.
So here you like divide it. So for me, I already learned most of the things. So yeah.
Oh, it sounds to me like in Brazil it sounds more advanced. Like it sounds really hard to me to like learn 3 math classes at once, you know.
Yeah, like, it's called like maths kind of. So like each chapter is kind of like different. So you end up learning everything in a year.
Interesting.
So when I came here, they pushed me back to Algebra 1 because they were like, you didn't study it in depth, so you have to restart it. So it was nice. That was good.
But was school here easier math if you've already learned like all those math, or was it still challenging?
It was
for
way,
maybe other subjects.
For me, it was way easier. Like my freshman year was so easy. Compared.
That's good.
Yeah, and then this year was a little bit harder because the things were kind of different, but it was still pretty easy. Nothing really hard.
Got you.
Awesome.
So were there any instances where you felt like you didn't fit into the American norm?
Yeah. For a while, I sat by myself in freshman year, like during lunch.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
have a lot of friends, especially because I made friends with people from Brazil, so I wasn't really open. And then most of them moved back, so I was alone for most of freshman year. But then it forced me to open myself more to the people, which was good. But I didn't fit in for most of my time.
Do you fit in now, like in sophomore year as like a rising junior?
Yes. My sophomore year, I met a lot of new people, which was great. I love them all, and most of them are my closest friends. So that's really
That's
great.
good to hear. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I feel so bad if like we're in the same school and like you don't have and like you still don't have any friends after like 2 years going to this school, that'd be so sad.
Yeah, but I did a lot of friends. I joined more clubs because in my
Yeah,
first.
that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
You've lived in Argentina for like a very short time, only for 2 years, you said, and so like I'd assume you're more Brazilian, but your parents are Argentine, right? So when you live with your parents, do you see like a difference in the traditions you follow or your friends follow versus what traditions your parents follow?
There isn't much of a difference aside from the languages and like the food. But over the years, we kind of like adapted a little bit of the Brazilian culture as well. So it's like a mix of things, but it's mostly focused in the Argentinian culture. So
can you give us some examples, like maybe holidays, like what traditions you guys have?
Okay, in Brazil, there's this thing that's Carnival that's celebrated in February, and in Argentina, we don't have that. So one of the years we were there, my parents decided to go to Carnival, and they were in TV and everything, and it was like the first experience we ever had like that, which was really fun. So they have like more celebrations. They have like more holidays and stuff, and in Argentina, we don't have that much of a holiday.
So like, do you still visit Argentina very often?
Yeah, we try to go for Christmas, but the holidays here are very short, like a week long. So there isn't a lot of that.
Yeah.
So we usually go mostly for summer. But it's also very hard because the seasons are different since it's in the southern hemisphere. So it's like the opposite. So here it's summer and there it's winter, and when it's winter here, it's summer there. So it's kind of hard to coordinate with the vacations. But we just try to visit whenever we are able to. Mostly summer though.
That's cool.
Do you feel like you belong there, or do you feel like a foreigner? Because you in Brazil.
When I go to Brazil, I don't feel like a foreigner because I'm very used to it.
And you've also just moved here for a year or two.
Yeah, it's more difficult in Argentina. I feel at home when I go there, but I also feel bad because I haven't lived there, like really experienced living there. So I feel kind of like bad when I go there when I'm like, I didn't experience much of the culture like with other people. So I don't really feel part of it, but I also feel like it's my home. So it's very confusing, but okay. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us something? Can you pick something, maybe one thing that you like about each place, whether it's Argentina or Brazil or here in Princeton? Like, maybe something about the people, the traditions, the places, the entertainment. Like, maybe what's something that you really missed from maybe Brazil or Argentina that you wish could appear here in Princeton?
From Brazil, I think the food, because the food is really good. It's a tropical country.
I bet.
The fruit is really good, so I miss that. From Argentina, I think the people, they're all very like crazy and fun. But Princeton is really nice because it's like a nice community of people. There's a lot of like things in the community, like tree lighting for Christmas. Like I never.
Yes.
support, and it's really nice. It's like a very nice community.
So we know that you moved from a city in Brazil to this small town in Princeton. What was that experience like, moving from a city, like from a big city to such a small town?
The city, you couldn't really walk anywhere. There was a lot of traffic. Usually it took an hour and 30 minutes to get somewhere. So that was really hard. Everybody lived in apartments and stuff. And then I moved here, and then it's all like houses and so nice, and you can walk literally anywhere. And it's so safe, and it's really nice. And I love walking with my dogs and going to the parks, like going to like Nassau Street, and like going to, I don't know, like Panera Bread, or like to the library. Before on my own.
Yes.
It's much more chill.
Yeah.
Just relax. Got it.
Like going to New York City for the weekend, it's like hectic.
It's really close to you. Very kind. Yeah. So, what's your plan for the future? Like, do you want to move back to Brazil or Argentina, or do you want to stay in the U.S. to attend a university here or for work?
I think I'm gonna stay here. I mean, it was always my dream to go to like university here, and it's been like a while since I haven't lived in Brazil or Argentina. So going back is like, it's so bad because I have so many more opportunities here, and the school system here, like in terms of university, is way better for what I want to pursue. So I think I'm gonna be staying here.
So last question for today. What would be some advice you would give for people that might be moving here like you, or just someone trying to adapt to another culture? What were your methods?
Try to be very open-minded and like open arms, accept anyone, just be friendly, join clubs and sports and teams to make more friends and learn about new people and the culture you're adapting to, so that in a way you can adapt to it better.
Yeah.
Great advice. I think that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your answers.
We
really appreciate it. See you next time. Bye.